Welcome to the show, everybody.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kristen Joe.
And I'm Cameron Word.
It's a brand new week here at Power English. I hope all of our listeners had a decent weekend. It doesn't have to be exciting or great.
To be honest, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Now that I'm older,
Yeah.
I don't need my weekends to be crazy.
As long as you have no drama.
Yeah.
My close friend and I, we were like, how was your day? No drama, right?
Yeah.
It's like this week is no drama.
Yeah.
Then that's a good week.
It's almost like when you can't remember anything.
Yeah.
That's a good
That's
week.
a good week.
You had no drama, no crisis that you had to deal with.
Yeah, and you had decent sleep.
Yeah.
That's a good week.
Uh-huh.
All right. So, welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us. We are talking about, on Monday, food, right? And this month, we are talking about batch cooking. First of all, what is batch? B-A-T-C-H cooking.
Yeah, sometimes you'll see this in Korean in computer language, but batch is when you do a group of something together. So when you batch cook, you're cooking a lot of things at one time.
Right.
It's good to think of like cookies. If you have a big enough oven, you don't cook one cookie at a time.
Right.
You cook like 12,
Yes.
16.
That's a batch of cookies.
That is a batch of cookies. Yeah.
Okay, so I do hear that for single folks, batch cooking can be really great.
Yeah, I do it.
Yeah, I know.
I'll
And this
cook
is for you. Yeah.
Whole lot at one time.
Yeah.
I'll put it in the fridge. I'll put it in the freezer.
And then you eat it
Just
all week.
eat it throughout the week.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea. It's had a big impact on me. So batch cooking, if batch cooking has a big impact on you, to have a big impact, what does this mean?
So this is like to influence you. You have been affected by it.
Yes.
So it has changed you in some way.
Okay. So, I think in this way, in a good way.
Yes.
Okay. Take control of something. That's another expression.
So this is what you think it is. Control is whenever you are able to manage or direct something. And if you take it, it means now you are the one managing.
Okay. You're in control. In terms of.
In terms of is basically how you are going to define or measure something. So
Okay.
in terms of could be like inches. So how long is this in terms of inches means how many inches is it?
Oh, okay. All right. We'll see how it's used in the dialogue. How about if you wind down? W-I-N-D.
This is the opposite of warm up or prepare.
Okay.
So it's after the main event, and now you're slowly going
finishing.
to finish. Yeah.
Okay, wind down. Okay, so Kai here is cooking a lot of food. And so Nola is like, oh, are you going to a party? And Kai is not going to a party. It's all for him. All right, let's go ahead and listen to the dialogue.
Are you having a dinner party or something?
No, this is for me. I'm batch cooking for the next week. I wanted to take control of my diet and save money.
That's really smart. Now you know exactly what's in your food.
It's had a big impact on me in terms of time and money saved.
So you only have to heat some things up when you get home.
Yeah, I can come home and wind down without the stress or cooking or the wasted money ordering delivery.
Here we go. Please join us on page 38. Batch cooking. It's had a big impact on me. Let's begin. Nola says, oh, are you having a dinner party or something? And Kai says, no, this is for me. I'm batch cooking for the next week. I wanted to take control of my diet and save money. So this is why Kai is batch cooking. He wants to take control of his diet. So let's talk about this expression, to take control of something.
Yes, so in the intro, we talked about taking control of, meaning you are starting to manage, you are starting to direct something. And often we might say this like, take control of a company.
Yeah.
Right? You become the president of the company or CEO. However, when we say this talking about diets, it means before, I just ate whatever.
Yeah.
I just, if there was food, I ate it.
Yeah. It didn't matter.
It didn't matter. When you take control of your diet, you're saying, no, I am going to think about this. I'm going to make the choices I want to make.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if people want to give me food.
Yeah. I'm not going to have it.
Yeah.
If it's not good.
Right. I am going to proactively make decisions about my diet.
Right. And you can take control of your health as well. It goes right along with that.
Yes.
And that means you are going to make smart decisions about becoming more healthy. So here, it's to take control of the food that I eat and also to save money. And so what does Nola say?
That's really smart. Now you know exactly what's in your food.
Okay. Our power pattern today is that's really smart. So when Korean people think of the word smart, we think of, 머리가 좋다, like 똑똑하다. Is that how it is here?
Not exactly.
Okay.
So here, that's really smart is kind of like saying, that's a good choice.
Yes.
That was a good thing to do. It's beneficial.
Right.
I think it's pretty common sense. If you make food yourself, it's good for your health.
Right.
And you can save money.
Sure.
Most people know that. So we're not actually talking about being smart.
Right.
Having studied and figured this out.
Right. It's not rocket science.
Yeah. It's more about like, you're making the right decisions.
Yeah.
That's good for
Good
your
for
life.
you. Yeah.
That is the feeling here with that's really smart.
Yes, that's right. So not so much about intelligence. Nola also says, now you know what you're eating, right?
Yes.
And then Kai says, it's had a big impact on me in terms of time and money saved. So we talked about this expression, to have a big impact or have just an impact means to have an effect.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's often a good effect.
Yeah.
Not always, but when you hear the word impact with nothing attached, then you could have a negative impact.
Sure.
But if you just say impact, I assume it's a positive influence or change.
Okay. So a big impact here, it says in terms of time and money saved. So our second expression is in terms of.
Yes. So in terms of is saying how you are going to measure something or how you're going to look at something.
Okay.
So when Kai looks at his time and when he looks at his money, he's saying, this is a big impact. So in terms of time and money,
Right.
it was a big impact.
Yes.
However, he didn't say social life. So maybe it wasn't a big impact in terms of his social life.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So that's why you're using this in terms of.
These specific factors.
Yeah, this is what I'm looking at. This is what I'm measuring.
Got it. Okay, very good. So we're just thinking about time and money saved. So Nola says,
So you only have to heat some things up when you get home?
yeah, just heat it up, warm it up.
Yeah.
And Kai says, yep, I can come home and wind down without the stress of cooking. Now, in the book, it says or, but it's a typo, so it should be OF. The stress of cooking or the wasted money ordering delivery. Okay, so you come home and you wind down. Isn't that what we like to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what does that mean, to wind down?
So to wind down is to go from a state of high energy to a state of lower energy.
Yes.
So when you're working, it's stressful, you're very busy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're very high energy in a negative way
Yeah.
often. So when you come home, you want to transition to a more relaxed state, right? So that going from high energy to low energy is winding down.
That's right. So it's like, take off those dirty clothes,
Yep.
get into your comfy pajamas or what home wear, and try to figure out what you're going to eat.
Yeah.
Okay? And so you don't have the stress of, what should I cook? It's already cooked.
Yes, it is.
Right? And, what should I order? I don't need to order. The food is right there. So Cameron,
Yes.
is this how you feel?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to go home today
Uh-huh.
and get the stuff out of the fridge
Yes?
and eat some bean burritos.
Oh, you made some beans?
I made some beans.
Cameron loves
Yeah.
He loves his beans.
But I do this with like pasta or I do it with a lot of different foods.
Right, you do. Well, I think that's great. I think for me too, I would say maybe 2 days at least. Well, at most 3. I prepare enough so that I don't, since we have the live show.
Yeah.
So I don't want to deal with it when I get home.
After the live show, just wind down.
That's right. Just take out whatever's in the fridge.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go ahead and listen to that one more time.
Are you having a dinner party or something?
No, this is for me. I'm batch cooking for the next week. I wanted to take control of my diet and save money.
That's really smart. Now you know exactly what's in your food.
It's had a big impact on me in terms of time and money saved.
So you only have to heat some things up when you get home.
Yeah, I can come home and wind down without the stress or cooking or the wasted money ordering delivery.
Okay, it's time for Power Note. We're on pages 40 and 41. If you take control of something, it means that you are responsible for it. You're in charge of it. After years of bad habits, I decided to take control of my health.
That's great. If you want someone to exercise with, give me a call.
Right. So we gave that example. Take control of your health. Take control of your diet. Sarah took control of the situation and calmly led everyone out of the building.
Yes.
Yeah. So what situation?
Maybe, there was something...
Emergency.
An emergency.
Yeah.
Several things that can happen in buildings where you need to leave.
Right. I really do admire people in an emergency who can kind of take control.
Oh, really?
Be calm. And just like, okay, let's do... I think that's a really respectable trait.
Yeah.
I think I would be like,
But I feel like in a disaster, I feel like really zen.
I want to be next to you, Cameron.
Well, my thoughts are when something bad, something dangerous happens or scary, my immediate thought is, well, if it ends, it ends.
Wow, that's good.
If it's over, it's over.
Okay.
But yeah.
That could be useful.
Minor things I freak out on. When big things go wrong, it's just...
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So.
Well, that is true. I do actually am pretty good, to be honest, with big things.
I feel you don't really seem like a freak out person either.
I don't. Yeah. I get over it. I sleep, and then the next day I'm okay.
The fact that you can sleep is really remarkable.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about this expression in terms of. It means regarding or concerning a particular aspect. Okay. I think it's best to look at an example. Who do you think we should hire as our new salesperson?
In terms of experience, John is the most qualified candidate for the job.
Okay. So in terms of experience, it means, well, when it comes to experience or concerning experience and just experience.
Yes.
Okay. The hotel was great in terms of location, but the service was disappointing. Yeah. I think oftentimes we do use this expression to kind of highlight the difference. Like in terms of this, it was okay. But with that, it wasn't that great.
Right. Yeah, those different factors, those different elements that you're looking at.
Right.
We often use this word in terms of.
Right. So maybe you go to like a really nice restaurant. Okay. In terms of the food, it was great. It was like Michelin star restaurant. But the service was not as good as I had expected.
What about in terms of price?
Price was pretty decent.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, no, it was very expensive.
I know. It's very... I often think of a restaurant being cheap anymore.
Yes.
I feel like every time I go out to eat, I'm like, this is what it costs?
It does. Especially, it's hard to think about going to a Michelin star restaurant. It's really expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, you get those They're not the official Michelin. They're like the one under.
Yes.
That special
Recommended.
category that,
Yes.
recommended.
Yeah.
So sometimes in terms of price, those can be pretty good.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. All right. So the next expression is wind down. And this is something that we all should do at night for good sleep.
Yes.
Okay? It means to gradually relax. It means to slow down. And really to kind of finish something. Okay? What do you do when you finish work?
After a long day at the office, I like to wind down with a cup of tea and a book.
Oh, that sounds very nice. But the thing is, with tea, you got to be careful with the caffeine.
Gotta get the chamomile.
Yeah, peppermint.
Mint, yeah.
The herbal tea.
Rosemary tea.
Yes. I heard rosemary is good for you. Yeah.
Well, it's tasty.
It is? You like it? Okay. The party started to wind down around midnight as guests began to leave. So in this case, it's a party that winds down.
Yes.
It's coming to a close.
Yeah, the party was full of energy. Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah.
And now everyone's leaving. Slowly.
Oh, okay.
It is definitely that feeling of, when there's like a big like those like party sounds.
Cameron, every time you do that, I feel like I'm in a club.
And then you have like the electricity go out or something.
Yeah.
And the sound just goes like,
yeah. Yes, that's right.
That is the feeling with wind down.
Right, like powering down.
Yes.
Okay. So quickly, Cameron, how do you usually like to wind down?
Well, when I get home from work, I eat, I take care of my dog Simba.
Okay.
And lately I've been writing. I'll watch a little TV, and before I go to bed, I just write a little in the journal or whatever. That's how I usually wind down.
Okay, because I know that you want to write a novel.
Yeah.
But you haven't been writing that much, have you?
No, I've been doing a live show every day at EBS.
Yes, that's right.
Novel writing's been a little hard.
That's right. All right. So let's look at our power pattern. That's really smart, which is kind of saying, oh, well, yeah, not so much about intelligence, but it's more about a good idea. Oh, reasonable. Sounds good. That's really smart. Why didn't I think of that?
That's really smart. You should start a business based on that idea.
Okay.
So some of these might be about actually being smart.
Yes.
But like in our dialogue, it was more like, oh, that would be beneficial for you.
Right. Our power vocab today is the word impact. Do take a look at the definition on page 42. And please stop by.
Audio Ohakdang.
Yes, and what can we find there?
You can find so many good English education shows for a very small monthly fee. So even if you're going to wind down after a hard day at work, you can do it with Audio Ohakdang.
Oh my goodness, very good. And make sure though, to join us at 6 p.m. for our live show evening special.
Yes.
Okay, have a great day and see you soon.
Bye-bye.